Hello, everyone, and welcome back to CHH Hysteria, podcast for CHH about everything CHH. I am your host, Cole.
And I'm your co-host, Cooper.
And today we have a very special guest, Caleb McKinion, which you may know him from being a Genius moderator, heavily involved in CHH community, or by him running the All Things CHH YouTube channel. Thanks so much for coming on, Caleb.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me.
For sure.
So Caleb, what is Genius, and how did you specifically get involved?
So Genius is probably the world's most popular lyric site. Basically, if you search lyrics of any kind, that's your first option that's going to pop up. And then I got started. Dang, that's a long time ago. Probably 4 years ago, maybe around there, where I was just searching the web, of course, for lyrics, and then I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I like checking annotations, stuff like that. And then I just got involved. I remember the first project was probably Church Close 3 when that came out. So that was 2016, January, I think. So I remember that's the first time I really was into stuff. So, yep.
Yeah, I believe CC3 was 2016. If you look up anything on anyone's phone for lyrics, it always Genius first, and just makes me so happy.
Yeah,
for sure. And how do you think the Genius community and the community surrounding Genius is important to the CHH community?
I think there's various ways I think it's important. Basically, one is, of course, everyone wants to know what you're saying for sure. So the first thing to pop up, but we always try to make sure it's right and the best it could be, and best annotations, best everything. Just trying to really just see the mind behind the music, and just ultimately proclaiming Christ through that. And so, yeah, it's definitely important that way. It's lyric corrections. A lot of people like to, whether they said something I was like, wait, that's not right, and then they have to, of course, go on and check that out. But I think it really just, everybody can agree oh, this is what they said, and then be like, okay, this is where they got this reference from, kind of all the wordplay. It just helps the hip hop head and everybody see what's behind the scenes here.
Yeah, I agree. A lot every time I don't know what someone's saying, either what the lyric means or specifically what they're even saying at all. Genius is always my go-to. So you guys are the real ones, right? Just taking your free time and giving back to the community that you guys love. And has your appreciation grown from doing this for artists that are heavy lyricists and use a lot of wordplay and references, or did you kind of start out by having an appreciation for that already?
It definitely grew for me, because I always, right when I was I'm not the oldest kid. I'm only 17 right now. And so 4 years ago I was 13. Of course, I'm not getting these references at all. So of course I was like, okay, this is a cool beat. Message sounds good. No cussing or just language, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, this is good. And then just that definitely grew over time. Of oh, this reference here, this reference here. Yeah, definitely over time, I feel.
Yeah, no, I did a lot of Genius stuff for Today Rebel, and my appreciation for KB as an artist exploded. Before that he was my favorite, but now he's my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Because really digging into the lyrics, it's just such a fun thing to do, and you learn so much about the artist, as well as you just learn a heck ton of things. I did more research for Genius than I did for school. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with that being said, what are some of the benefits you've seen for yourself and maybe for others from doing Genius, whether that be transcribing, writing the lyrics down, or annotations?
Definitely just helps CHH as a whole, as it gets it out there first, and Genius often stays updated first, and there's not really many other lyric sites that you're going to go to find the lyrics, like right when that song drops at 12. And so I think that's a big part. That's a good benefit that, and I've just seen people unite. I've talked to, like, I met you through this, Cole, through
Yeah.
Genius, and just like other people, and just connecting with them. And just even that helps with connecting with artists. Like, I remember Ty Brazel was the big one I kind of helped at the beginning, just get his lyrics and like just have conversations with him and stuff like that. And it's just cool. It's really cool to see that.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, you probably were talking to Ty Brazel when he was like, I don't know, like 1,000 monthly listeners, and then now he's like one of the biggest CHH artists. It's kind of a cool thing because like you got connected to them when they were small, so like, that's just like the time to get connected to them.
Yeah, I remember that was when Young T dropped. So that was the first mixtape. So
Hmm.
that goes way back. That was before 4 Against 5, just before everything. So
Yeah, was Young T, was that 2017 or was it even before that? I don't even remember. It's been a long time.
I might have to look it
Wow.
up. Yeah, I think pretty sure it was 17. Yeah, 2017. It like I think he sent it to me early too,
Oh wow.
Dang.
Man, you get it
and I
all the good stuff.
yeah, good times.
Yeah. Um, so is it easy for an artist to use Genius as well, since we're on the topic of artists, or is it more of like a community thing?
I think it's a lot easier than what people think it is, and so like the hard thing is for people to get verified because there's like these long lists of anybody in the world really can be like, oh, I want to become the verified artist on here. And so like it takes a while for people to like go through the verification process. But like if I like hit them up and like, hey, I can get you verified, like we kind of forego that whole like process of you filling out everything. And so that just takes a while, and then you have to have like other moderators kind of accept you as like, oh, this is the verified artist kind of thing. So like once you get that though, you have free range basically. Like, who does RG uses it for sure, and Paris used it this year a little bit. So it's just
Yeah.
cool to see those artists on for sure.
Yeah, I saw Wande was using it the other day too, and that verification process is that you said it's like a little bit longer? Like, does that mean just
Yeah.
like kind of like, people making sure that this is actually who's like, not some guy trying to say he's Lecrae when he's like not Lecrae? Or like
Mhm.
what does that like kind of process look like?
Yeah, it's pretty sure it's like a form they have to fill out, this long
Right.
form. And so when and then that has to be like reviewed kind of thing.
Hmm.
But like if I hit a maybe like say Rockstar JT, just he came to mind first, like I'd be like, yo, you should get verified. And like once you send me your username, I can like just do that really quick. You don't have to go this process of like getting getting accepted by various other like staff members or moderators or something like that. So
Yeah. So you're talking, like I said a little bit earlier too, like you're talking about moderators. So there's different levels to, a contributor on Genius, right? So you got contributor, editor, and moderator, and then I think staff. Um,
mhm.
and what is your role versus someone that's an editor versus someone that's like a contributor?
Right. Like so contributor is somebody that's like fresh off, like basically just got started. They can help add lyrics and annotate. But then editors are there to like to make sure the annotations are right, make sure they're up to Genius standards as like just what Genius has put out, like what an annotation should be of. And so yeah, editor comes with accepting annotations, rejecting them, and basically just making sure the songs look good. And then a moderator helps make editors, and so that's one of their main roles is kind of just moderating of our songs, whether there's like that, just like various comments that are like, wait, that's not appropriate. They can delete that, kind of just stuff like that. And especially even in like the Genius forums, they help moderate. and make sure everything goes smoothly there.
Yeah, forms can get pretty toxic. So
That's right.
I'm sure that's a that's a thing.
Yeah,
So
I honestly don't stay in the forums at all. Like I'll check it here and there, but not at all, really.
yeah, that's probably good. That's probably for the better.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways.
Yeah, I haven't really been on the Genius forums. I think I went a long time ago, but yeah. So you start out as a contributor, you said. So how can someone get started out in the community of Jesus and Genius? And is it easy to start?
Yeah, so basically you sign up and you start as just like even before a contributor, you have to get, I think it's around 300 IQ, but you get IQ from annotations, adding lyrics, various other things, just even just adding a profile picture. Just get IQ to kind of make sure, oh, this is somebody that will actually help here. And so you just, anybody can be a contributor, like anybody hearing this, or they could just start by signing up. And then for the actual editor, that'll take a while basically, because you got to make sure your annotations are up to standards and you have a good gauge of how Genius works basically, because it's like when you look at it, it's like, oh, just lyrics, but then there's like metadata and just various other things that come into play. And so editors are there to make, basically there to make good annotations and can help other people make them as well.
Yeah, no, it's a super fun road going from a contributor to editor. I I was like, I think I started in 2017, and there was this guy. I think his username was Big Baby the Goat, which he was the goat.
Sir,
He trained me,
he
and
is legendary.
like what he did. Yeah, he was legendary for sure. But he trained me on how to make a good annotation and all this other stuff, and like that, doing that like literally helped me in other places too. Like it's just like it's overall like I gotta watch for my grammar and stuff. I gotta watch for all this other stuff that actually helped me in school as well. So it's just like
Right.
a lot, like overall,
Yeah.
like it's not even like you're wasting time. You're helping the community and you're, I don't know, improving your English and all this other stuff. So it's like it's really fun, like that road too. So like as a contributor, I know it can get a little discouraging sometimes, but like it's totally worth it in the end. And then maybe you can become Caleb someday, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, so what in the CHH community specifically do you think is needed within Genius? Like, what if someone's listening, what would you want them to like do on Genius specifically?
hmm I basically want them to get the overall message of the song. That's one of the main things. Like, especially in this new KB album, I love the annotating and just like all these biblical references,
Hmm.
especially on like Letter Eight. I remember when he first previewed it, like his first verse, I was like, man, this is rich. And so I remember annotating a lot of those lyrics, and then just getting like, wait, where is this in the Bible? Where do we see Christ one day is going to reign over all? Like, where is this? And so just like see like how the Bible is into that. And so that's one way. And just basically, overall message is huge. And a lot of people are like, oh wait, this is what is the song about? Kind of like, oh, this is demonic, blah blah blah. But no, when you actually go into and see like, oh, this is what the lyrics are saying, it just helps get the overall message. So
Yeah, like for a good example of what you're saying, like for the overall message is Lights Go Out by KB. If it wasn't for Genius, I would have no idea that it was about the church and not actually about his wife. So it's
Mhm.
like one of those things, like until you really dig into the lyrics and kind of see what KB or the artist has said about the song, you don't really know what it's about, and then people are there to like put it on there, out in the open, all in one place, which is really helpful when you just need it in a quick and you didn't want to just like really dig into it yourself.
For sure. Right.
But yeah, is there anything else you would want to say about the Genius community, importance to it, to CHH, or anything else about that in general?
Uh, we got a good community. I've enjoyed um, just talking to some of the users, Shout out to Ben Rods and
I love Ben Rods. Wholesome.
Charity. Charity's also a new user, new editor. She's really good. Like I wouldn't be surprised if she's a moderator here soon. So
wow,
she's solid. So there's just good community that helps, and they get it up fast and just try to get it. Always trying to get it up there for people right when the song drops, and so that's one of the big things we like to do.
Yeah, no, we as a whole of CHH, we really appreciate what you're doing and that you're taking your time to, do this for CHH. It's a blessing. And
Yes.
before we go out and done with this, where can we find you on socials to keep up with you, Caleb?
On on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram at CMAC11 SIX116, and then on Twitter I'm just at Caleb McKinion.
Do you still run the Genius, like a Christian Genius page? I don't know if that's still a thing. I just kind of.
Not really.
All right. Cool. Good to know.
Yep.
But yeah, if you want to get involved, Genius, you can go over to www.genius.com. Super easy to sign up, and everyone over there is really helpful. Just start doing what you do. But thank you all for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow or subscribe on your podcast service and leave a review, as well as follow us on your socials at CHH Hysteria on Instagram and at CHH Hysteria Media on Twitter. If you want to join a community of believers passionate about CHH, check out the CHH Discord server, and the invite link will be in the description. And see you guys next time.